The board, it's virtually all volunteers. You are Pause and Think. Without you, Pause and Think wouldn't be here. We're thankful every day for your gifts of time, talent, and treasure, but we wanted to pause tonight to have a little celebration to expressly thank you. So, as Mary said, and you'll hear it over and over again, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Good evening, and thank you again so much for coming. Hopefully you won't get tired of hearing that tonight. I'm Brad Cooper. I'm the director of the organization. As I look out on everyone, just occurred to me, the organization's been in Indianapolis since 2001, but it's so wonderful to see you all here. And again, kudos to Mary and her team for doing such a wonderful job. To the food, to the invites, just a fabulous job. And I'm truly touched by all of you and all the work that you do every day to help us and help our organization. I will keep this brief, Carol. I promise. I've got a few bullet points. But little housekeeping that I didn't touch base on. Tamika Catchings, as many of you probably know, Tamika is very giving to the community. She has donated 2 tickets to a Fever game to our organization this year. And we felt like the easiest way to do that is in the blue bowl, you see the orange sheets. If you have an interest in going to one of these games and would like to be considered for that, just write your name, email address, and phone number. We'll do the drawing at the end of the night. But, and then you'll have a choice of 2 games. Kind of first comes to first serve, but we'll make sure that she gets that information and somebody will be able to go to a Fever game because of Tamika and because of the work you do. It's just another minor thank you. Just wanted to put some bullet points in regard to where we are as an organization, what we've done, and what we'll be doing in the coming year. Many of you know we continue to do the Youth Canine program at the Juvenile Detention Center. Since we started in the fall of 2013, we've done 15 programs. So we have worked with 150 kids that have trained 85 dogs, and 84 of those dogs have been adopted. So we got 1 dog. We are still in process of, as you can imagine, working with a couple of city entities of getting the kennels installed or the gates installed in the room so the dogs will be able to be housed there during their 2-week training period. But we're getting closer every day on that and just working through some logistics. So that's going to add even more to the experience for the kids and the dogs themselves. We are now in 9 elementary schools in central Indiana. And we serve an average of 75 elementary school kids every week that are in need of reading assistance. And again, because of the work that you do with your dogs, you are making a difference in those kids' lives. And I think later in the evening we'll hear from some folks that know firsthand in some of those facilities of the impact that you're having. So again, thank you for that. Later this year, we will be donating, because of grants that we've received, approximately 1,000 books to those kids throughout those programs that are in dire need of those. You and your dogs create that excitement, create that confidence for those kids, and then to have a book to take home of their very own is a new experience for them. And again, you make that happen. Just want to touch base on a few things that we're going to be doing going forward that's going to improve the organization. We are working on adding a new volunteer software solution that will enhance the experience for you and ease some of the logistical and administrative tasks on the back end. That Kathy James has done the lion's share of those types of things every week. So that's going to be an improvement for you. We will have a summer intern from Indiana University that's going to be working with us for 2 months this summer. So we're excited to welcome Jennifer Kahn. She'll be, she unfortunately couldn't make it tonight, but she'll be working with us this summer. We are looking at having another youth canine program at the Lucky Dog retreat where we do our training, so that'll be great to work with their dogs and allow the PROACT community partnership kids to help train those dogs. Here within the next week, something that's new that some of you may have participated in that is very fun and rewarding, and if you do have a dog, and even if you don't, you want to come and witness, we're getting a lot of requests now for what I'm classifying as study breaks, you know, midterms and finals. So we've been at Butler, we'll be at Butler next week, but it's real exciting that we started with high schools are now requesting that. So next week we're going to be at Carmel High School, and this last week, I hear it went very well. We were at Providence de Cristo Rey High School as well for a study break for these kids, and it's another way we do community outreach. So we're very honored because, again, the growth of the organization to have received some significant grants within the last year, from Giving Some, Nina Mason Pulliam that's helped us with our youth canine program, Central Indiana Community Foundation that is going to allow us to do the grant, to do the kennels at the detention center, and also everyone's donations. We really appreciate that, and you know, we're part of the community and it's important to us. And I wanted to let you know that as an organization, 75% of all of our expenses go towards our programs. That goes from our recruiting of volunteers, training of volunteers, the development of new programs, the administration and support, insurance costs, those types of things. So feel good from a standpoint of knowing how the board works for you and making sure that those donated dollars and the dollars that we get from the community are truly having an impact. So again, thank you so much for being here. Thanks for everything that you do, and we'll take it back.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for deserving to be here, because you guys have all worked so hard, and sometimes I'm just blown away by what our volunteers have accomplished when I look at things. And I looked back a few days ago at when I first took the volunteer scheduling job, and I sent a little note out to the board and showed them what the volunteer scheduling was like back in 2010. When we had 5 venues, we went to a reading program at Westfield Elementary that their principal had organized. We went to the Westfield Library. Did I say Westfield Elementary? Fishers Elementary. Westfield Library, Brooks Place, Hoosier Village, and Joy's House. Needless to say, we had a lot of volunteers and not very much to do with them as far as the therapy dogs were concerned, and we have grown. I don't know, for me it's almost out of control, so I'm really looking forward to the volunteer software. It'll take us some time to get that up and rolling, so you might get a little bit of both for a while, but I'm looking forward to having that. I think it'll make it easier for the volunteers to look at, because I know my spreadsheet's confusing. So that should help a lot. I didn't really prepare that well for this tonight, which is unusual for me, but it's probably a good thing because I would talk too much if I had. But I am really proud of this organization, and I'm proud of everybody here and the things that we've done, the things that we've accomplished. One of the things I've learned so much even in the last year, it just amazes me, but one of the things that I just found out recently that makes me really, really proud of our reading program is that there's a new state law that if the kids cannot pass the I-read exam at the end of the 3rd grade, they will not be sent on to 4th grade. No matter what their parents say, no matter what their teacher says, nothing. They will not be sent on. So our reading program for these kids gains a whole new importance to me. And I'm really, really pleased that we have so many volunteers who take time off of work through their day to help. A lot of our reading buddies do. And then others will just say, I can do this every week. I can try to be there every week. And I think that's a huge commitment for a lot of people. And I think it's wonderful, so pat yourselves on the back, you guys are great. The interest in the human-animal bond has really grown over the years, and I think everybody's seen a big surge in people wanting dogs in nursing homes and dogs in schools and a variety of other places, and it's been kind of fun to watch this. The science is growing. There's programs in colleges and universities now, and the need is growing so much that there's room for everybody that's got a well-trained dog and send them to a therapy group. Everybody needs them, I think. They're really recognizing how disconnected we all are in the world. And I know marketing people recognize it because they put their ads on TV and say, get this cell phone because you need to be connected. By the way, I'm barely connected to Sprint anymore. But it's really not that kind of connection that we need. It's the connection that those dogs are bringing to us and to the people that we share them with. And I think that's an incredible thing, that we really need to take our humanity and take it a little bit farther to encompass the animals on this planet that are so important in our having a successful planet, a successful life, and just good things happening to us. So, since I've said thank you several times, and I'm probably not through saying thank you, I am going to move on with just a couple of the first recognition awards. And those are going to go to, and I have given you, you may not be here, to Leslie Brooks, Jack Levy, and Kendra Broton. Leslie has been our veterinary advisor. She is a veterinarian. She joined Pause and Think after she moved here when she graduated from school at the University of Tennessee. She has a master's in public health and her veterinary degree. She's advised us in her professional capacity. She's helped at evaluations. She's helped at training classes. She's a reading buddy at IPS 34 on Thursdays. And she's also volunteered at the Youth Canine program down at the detention center. She has been a phenomenal volunteer, and she doesn't have a dog. Just shows you don't have to have a dog. Jack, I wish, was here because Jack has been a mainstay since we started the reading program at IPS 34. And his little dog, Jenny, is just a remarkable little dog. She is so well behaved and so entertaining. And I know Jack loves her to pieces. And she fell out of the car last fall and injured her leg and tore out several things in her knee and is still not getting along well. So Jack's basically retired Jenny. And he says she'll stay in physical therapy for a while, and if she comes back, he'll come back out of retirement. But he's really mostly concerned about her. But he has just been a backbone in our reading program and always willing to volunteer, always willing to help others, and just there for everybody. So I really wanted to recognize Jack among many of our other dedicated volunteers. And Kendra, who's due to have a baby, but I'm not sure exactly when, I hope it's not tonight, is a relatively new volunteer. I knew her through our Doodle organization, and I said, when is that Doodle going to start being a therapy dog? So she was busy getting her master's in geriatrics at the time, and has since gone on to be one of our most active volunteers in a very short amount of time. She has contributed over 75 hours just this year. So she has just been remarkable. And she's going to be coming right back after that baby comes. There's so many people that are so special. I wish I could name everybody. I think of Christina that had twins 6 months ago and is back volunteering again. And it's so amazing to me to see people come out like that. And the ones that have been here and volunteering for years and years and years, and you guys keep coming back. And I know our dogs don't live forever, and it's going to break my heart when all those things start happening with all of us. But I'm just so grateful to you guys that I think, if I could name all the names, it would be a long, long list. So those three are our first three award winners. And then I saw on the agenda, I also get to recognize our reading buddies, which I don't have anything prepared for. But Leslie Brooks, who is our staff veterinarian, is one of our reading buddies. Megan Winters, who is out in Colorado right now, is one of our reading buddies. Rebecca DeBoer and Lindsay Smith. And these 4 people have been invaluable. Reading buddies do not have dogs. They are the people who bring the kids to us, watch the time, go get the next batch of kids, bring them back, and then take these kids back to their classroom. And they make the program run so smoothly. They know which classrooms to go to. They are just the epitome of wonderful. We can't do a reading program without these people. So I'm just very grateful for them, and we actually have a special gift for them that Mary, I'm sure, will make sure they receive. So that's pretty much the end of my turn, but I really want to thank you guys a lot.
We have 3 special guests with us this evening, people who work at our venues, and I've asked them to say just a few words about what it's like to have dogs at their program. So Marsha, would you like to come up? I'd like you all, as you come on up, to introduce yourselves, where you're from, and just say a few words.
Well, I'm Marsha Hart, and I'm a school counselor at Irvington Community Elementary School. And I have a feeling I'm a bit of an oddity as far as a recipient of your services, because I propose to have a therapy dog come to help me when I'm counseling students. Not just for reading companions, which so many schools have, but I'll tell you a little bit about myself as I share the words I have prepared, and you'll learn a bit more about what I had in mind. First of all, it is a real pleasure to be here tonight, and I'm so grateful for this opportunity to thank you, to express my appreciation for you and for this organization. It really means a lot. I first became acquainted with Pause and Think when I was in the master's program here at Butler University, and I worked for Brooks Place. And I began to see the dogs coming to visit with the children, and I realized what an impact it had on these poor grieving kids who had an opportunity to interact with this dog and relax and feel joy, and in the midst of that time where we're focused on some of the most painful hardships of their lives. Now, as a school counselor, I work in a low socioeconomic urban setting in Irvington. It seems that more and more of our population are children who are struggling with a lot of difficulties. Their households many times are unstable, they're unpredictable. Their parents suffer unemployment. They see substance abuse, domestic violence, and their learning, of course, suffers because they bring all these troubles with them to school. Now, personally, I find it a privilege to be able to help these children on a daily basis. And so I had the idea, as one of our teachers is part of Give Some, and said, have you ever heard of this program, Pause and Think? Because we just chose to give money to them, I said, are you kidding? Yeah, I love Pause and Think. And so we got to talking, and I said, you know what, I really want to invite this organization to come and help me out with these children. As I began to talk with Brad about the possibilities, he came up with, I think it was him, or maybe Kathy, who came up with this great idea of pairing me with Mary Coleman and Sailor, and it's been a dream come true. And our relationship has meant a lot to me. I feel like I have truly made 2 friends, and I value that relationship. When I was asked to share a few words tonight about our experience as recipients, I asked my student clients to help me share with you what it means to them. And so I brought some words of theirs. I gave them a little beginning of a sentence, and they finished it for me. So in their words, I'd like to share with you what it means to them to have a therapy dog in our school, to work with them. When I spend time with Sailor, excuse me, Mary, I know it's not about Sailor, I feel calm. Being with him helps me concentrate. When I spend time with a therapy dog, I feel okay about losing my dog, and I forget about my anger and my lost dog. When I spend time with a therapy dog, I feel loved. Being with him helps me think about stuff. I love when Sailor puts his head on my lap. Being with him helps me be good by helping someone else. See, he thinks he's helping the dog. When I spend time with the therapy dog, I have a lovely time. He's cute, awesome, and I have fun with him. We have a lot of things in common. Being with him helps me calm down, and it helps me get along with people. He really helps me a lot. He's cute, and he helps me know he loves me. When I spend time with the therapy dog, I feel good because I like to pet and talk to him, and being with him helps me get over hard times. And I can tell you, that young man has known some really hard times because he witnessed the suicide of his father. And when he spends time with that dog, he feels joy. And there are a lot of days when he doesn't feel joy. So I am so grateful for the opportunity that we have. And as for me, the school counselor, when I spend time with the therapy dog, I see a child, he always has an agenda, set aside his anxiety and relax. And I see a child forget the frustration of social rejection with just a few slobbery kisses and a handful of hair. And I see a child who at the age of 10 has learned that life is hard and you gotta be tough. And then fall into giggling abandon with a dog chin in his hand and say, "You are a good dog, aren't you?" So thank you. Thank you all for what you do and for making such a difference in the lives of children. And I have to very quickly make a plug for my school. We're having a literacy summer reading kickoff May 15th. That's a Friday night. And we would love to have some of you come and let our children read to your dogs. Thank you.
Okay, Polly.